What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with another Destiny 2 video, and next week we're going to get Festival of the Lost. Following on from Solstice, which of course happened early in the season, I'm relatively hopeful for Festival, in terms of it being a rewarding event. Of course, Solstice gave us those boosted chances at higher tier drops, which we hope will be the case for this event. And that will of course increase the appeal to any players who are coming back, especially with the recent changes to power. Also, Festival gets its own game modes. So there's a 6-player activity and a PvP activity for Festival specifically, which is different. Plus Bungie will do some interesting things with armor in this event, allowing us to equip set bonuses from various sets. There'll also be exotic focusing options related to Festival, which could be interesting. Plus a bunch of cosmetics, new weapons and all that stuff. So we're going to round up the important and useful bits for the event this year. If you guys do find this one interesting, a rating really helps us out on the channel down below, but otherwise, let's get into it. Festival this year will run from October 21st up until the 4th of November, so it's going to be another 2-week event. We've seen previews of the armor sets for this year, which of course were voted for by the community. The cosmetic component of those will of course, as always, be in the Eververse store, so the sets are 1500 silver or 6000 bright dust. Bungie will also feature sets from other years again, and there appears to be an interesting part where Bungie will allow Festival armor to equip costume mods that feature set bonuses from pretty much all of the sets that are currently in the game. On top of that, it will reduce the requirements for set bonus perks by 1, which I'm hoping means that we'll be able to use multiple set bonuses. Plus, Festival masks this time around, we'll be able to equip some sandbox mods too, like Sweet Shielding, where picking up a piece of candy grants an overshield. We'll be collecting candy in the new game mode as well, both as a currency for the event, but additionally for the game mode specifically. So these mods will be pretty useful when we're running that. As always, there are various cosmetics like the Orin mask, a Grim mask, and a Fungal mask. Plus, other cosmetics that look like they will be earnable through the event track, potentially, include the Slasher Shell, and we can see the source is Festival of the Lost. Normally, if these are Eververse, they tend to say Eververse specifically, so that could be a gameplay reward. One that will be tied to Eververse is a new Skimmer, which actually looks pretty badass. Unfortunately though, I think it's going to be silver only, based on what we can see in the database currently. Eva Levante, though, our favourite space grandma, will have a handful of items for this event, so looking at the Eerie Engram, this features the 3 new weapons, or should I say 2 new weapons and 1 which is updated, but keep in mind there'll also be chances to earn the Submersion Crossbow, which will be a very rare drop once again, and otherwise, Eva also appears to have exotic focusing, so you can see those icons which are very much the same as what Ada 1 has. So the assumption is that she'll basically offer the same focusing, but perhaps with the Festival currency being used instead. You can see the class items are still listed on Eva's inventory right there, the exotic ones. It is possible they'll come back, we can't 100% confirm it just yet, although I agree there would be no harm in Bungie allowing us to do that. Looking more at the game mode though, and the information for the event, we can equip a Festival Masquerade mask to earn candy by completing activities and defeating combatants through the system. Then we can purchase Eerie Weapon Engrams with them, as well as focusing exotic archetype armor. So that'll mean you can hold on to Ada's tokens for focusing if you have any of those left over, and maybe do some focusing during Festival. Otherwise, we can complete Haunted Altars of Sorrow and Red Rumble. That will earn us Eerie Weapon Engrams, which contain event weapons and hollow foils. Haunted Altars of Sorrow is the new 6-player activity, and Red Rumble is a spooky PvP mode, which could be pretty interesting. Obviously, it sounds like it will be Rumble specifically, so probably not a team mode, otherwise we can complete daily and weekly challenges and activities located in the event home to earn rank and unlock event rewards. But looking at Haunted Altars of Sorrow, we can see it did get a bit of a visual update for the event, and this activity will feature multiple tiers, very similar to Onslaught. There'll be a boss called Sir Skullduggery, which is pretty amusing, and we'll be able to spend treats that we actually collect during the game mode to purchase enhancements, so again, having that Onslaught-style defense system and objectives like ritual zones, which we need to capture to stop the hordes from taking over, I guess. Otherwise, for Red Rumble specifically, we don't have any extra details just yet on precisely how it will be spooky. Of course, running into cheaters will be spooky enough, but I'm assuming there'll be another layer on top of that. Then, looking at the weapons, as we've discussed, they have a base skin, which is the kind of gold and black skin. There's some pretty cool iconography on them as well. I like the designs overall. Then, there are the spooky green variants, which are the hollow foils. Hushed Whisper is the new bow. This will actually be a strand precision frame bow, so it can roll things like Tear, Impulse Amplifier, Successful Warm-Up, Lone Wolf, Lead from Light, then the Snapshot, and Slice, with the second slot able to get Archer's Gambit, Hatchling, which could be pretty good, plus there's Explosive Head, Collective Pugilism, Collective Action, Aggregate Charge, and Precision Instrument. So there's a bit of potential there, plus it will have the Search Party origin trait, where the weapon's granted faster ADS speed and movement while aiming down sights when no allies are nearby. The next weapon is Gunburn. I feel like this might be a favourite. It is a kinetic lightweight frame. You'll have to give me your thoughts on that archetype, but in terms of bonuses, there are things like Bewildering Burst, where reloading the weapon after defeating targets causes the next hit to launch a kinetic projectile, and that detonates into a disorienting blast. It can also get Lone Wolf, Threat Detector, Stats for All, Recycled Energy, Pugilist, and then we have Lead from Light, with the second slot able to roll Attrition Orbs, as well as Kinetic Tremors, plus there's Ancillary Ordnance, where rapid elemental final blows and final blows on targets affected by elemental debuffs periodically prepare a homing micro missile, and that's launched from the target after the weapon's next final blows. Plus it lets us load up multiple missiles, so that could be interesting. I'm assuming the Disorienting Blast from Bewildering Burst will technically count as an elemental debuff, so that could be a good pairing there, but this can also get Target Lock, which is good, One for All, Wellspring, and finally there is Binary Orbit. That gets the origin trait for Festival, as well as Viced Stinger. And finally we get an updated Arcane Embrace, which is an arc heavy burst shotgun, and the first trait slot can get 4 times the charm, Reconstruction, plus there's Lone Wolf, Rapid Hit, and Envious Assassin. Then we've got Jewel Loader and Grave Robber, with the second slot able to roll Rolling Storm, plus there is Volt Shot, Precision Instrument, Surrounded, Aggregate Charge, Firefly, or Dragonfly, wow, I'm reverting to Destiny 1, and there's finally Collective Pugilism. So that could additionally be a pretty interesting weapon, and overall, between the sandbox components with the armor, the mods, the fact that we get new activities, these weapons, which definitely have potential, and all of the boosts to power leveling and stuff, this is absolutely going to be one of the best times to play during the whole season, as far as we can tell. I don't know whether it will necessarily bring players back that have had a bit of a break in recent times, but you'll have to give me your thoughts about that down below. And as I said, I am tempering expectations overall, but considering how popular Solstice was, if Bungie get the rewards on point, with us having a new mode and all the other components, this could actually be a better event, and that's why I'm relatively hopeful for it. And as I've said as well, I'm also kind of taking breaks from Destiny at the moment, with the exception of these events, so I'm definitely interested to jump in and try everything out next week. That is the preview. If you've enjoyed the video, a rating really helps us out. Once again, give us your thoughts in the comment section, and feel free to subscribe so I can keep you up to date with all of Bungie's updates and the content next week. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.